Who wants to ride a sled with stock graphics? Not us. Use SledSend 4 for 20% off a discount on Arctic FX graphics. They'll bring your vision to life with hundreds of designs and endless customization options. Your sled will stand out whether you're on the trail or in the backcountry. So hit the link in the description and customize your wrap and use SledSend 4 for 20% off at checkout.
Got the notes pulled up?
Might as well just jump into it, huh?
Heck yeah.
I'm starving, so we need to get through these.
Why didn't you eat before? Don't you meal prep? Just eat on the pod, dude.
I literally got home 2 minutes before you got here.
Really? You said you'd be home at 5. I got here at 5:33.
Yeah, I got here at 5:30.
Damn. Well, SledSend listeners, welcome back to the next episode of the SledSend Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in, being here as always. And we only have a few episodes left. There's only 4 left, I think, Hefe?
3.
3 left?
I believe.
Well, after this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. First Friday of May is the last episode. And that's going to round out season 4 of the podcast. So yeah, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in, regardless of what platform you were on. But I do want to take a second and give a special shout out to those of you that are watching on YouTube. Not only just watching, but those of you specifically that have subscribed to the YouTube. We hit the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah, I feel like that was our
5
goal.
years later.
That was our goal this season. Well, we haven't really tried that hard, to push YouTube until this year, I feel like.
Yeah. But what you were saying earlier in the group, in the text, I mean, that's the hardest platform to achieve on. So
it's easy to get followers on the other ones in comparison.
Yeah, I would agree. But thank you to you guys on YouTube that have chosen to subscribe. That helps us out a ton. So we appreciate that.
What's our next goal? 2,500
for subscribers?
Yeah.
Well, technically our next goal is to get to the max required watch hours so that we can monetize the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that'd be the next. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have goals and hit those benchmarks and stuff too, right? But
yeah,
I mean, the way that I look at the follower count is that that's just that many more people that we get to share the message with, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get too caught up in the number. And I don't really think most of us on the team kind of feel the same way, most of us. There's some of us that care about that more than others, I guess. But yeah, this is, if you guys are watching on YouTube or you are watching on Spotify, you will notice that we are in a much nicer studio than we typically are. So huge shout out to Jeff. Literally just moved into a brand new house last week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Dude, what an upgrade for your life.
Yeah,
bro. Are you pumped?
For sure. Yeah. It's going to make my life easier because we can do this here.
Right? Yeah, so this is like what would you call this? Like a loft studio?
It's like a bonus
upstairs?
room.
Bonus room?
Above the garage, yeah.
I'm sweating. Holy cow.
It's a little warm up here.
It's a little warm up here. But it's super, super nice, dude. You have your own dedicated office and spot for... Yeah.
Mainly, I just play Xbox up here now.
And this is, where are you dropping?
Huh?
Where are you dropping?
Where am I dropping?
Yeah.
Where do I like to drop?
Yeah.
TV station, by TV station.
Okay. That one spot that you guys always drop to?
It's right below TV station.
Okay.
But then there's another building I like to drop in. It's like one of the tallest buildings in city.
Okay.
And no one ever goes there. And all the buildings around it, you just go to that building, and then if there's guys there, you battle right there. But then you just jump off, and there's a shit ton of buildings to loot right below, and you get a load out instantly.
Nice. Is the loot worth a shit there?
You know what's funny is
because they've changed it a little bit. I've heard a lot of people complaining about lack
I feel
of shields and lack of
I feel like
money.
the looting is good when you first start out, but as soon as you need to buy a teammate back, gives you no freaking money.
When you need it the most,
Yeah.
it just disappears.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Well, for those of you that aren't aware of anything we're talking about Call of Duty. They just brought Verdansk back to Warzone. So
that's great.
Jeff's been getting a few games in. I played with you, Jose, and I played with you a couple matches, I think.
Yeah. Jose's better than I thought.
Dude, I think he used to really be addicted to that back in the day.
Yeah, I could see it.
Out. Yeah.
In like his Pendleton days when he was, you know.
Getting arrested by your state trooper neighbor.
Yeah. He's probably on the live right now. I kind of want to get on the live and see. Dude, that's absolutely
we have confirmed that the state trooper neighbor of Jeff's is in fact, I'm putting all of Jose's business out in the streets.
On the live. It's laggy right now.
Yeah, this is the first time that we have ever filmed a podcast episode while we have been live on Instagram.
It's hilarious, the lights.
Oh, dude, that's so ghetto. That looks terrible.
Dude, we had to come up with a solution.
Well, I mean, you literally just moved in here, into this house a week ago.
Yeah.
This is literally the first time that you filmed in the house, right? So we're making do.
This is what these lights are for, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they're
Unique
mats.
situations like this.
So you can just tape them up and get light
Anywhere.
in weird spots.
Yeah.
I mean, light stands in here wouldn't really work too well.
No.
I'll have to build some sort of mount thing, though.
Yeah.
Like into one of the studs or something. It wouldn't be that hard, I don't think.
Yeah, and what's great, too, is if we hang any SledSend posters or anything, Cody can't complain about it.
Yeah. I didn't even have to fight her for this room. She wanted the downstairs office.
Yeah.
So I got the bigger office.
Dude, that's a win for you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And speaking of posters, I want to give a special shout out to one of our SledSend Team Riders, Matt Lewis, who got nominated to go ride with Chris Brandt as part of the High Flight Heroes Foundation. And he talked to Chris and had Chris sign this poster for us. So it says, SledSend, Let It Snow, with Chris's signature. So,
pretty sick.
And Matt even framed it
What a nice guy.
for us. That's pretty dope.
Shout out to Matt Lewis.
Heck yeah, stud. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it. We're gonna figure out a place to hang it. I don't know if it's because if we hang it here,
There's not enough room up there.
if we
just up in that little corner.
if we hang it here, then I only get to see it when we're filming pods. But
Yeah.
we'll figure something out. But again, Matt, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so back to the topic of you. Other than getting into a new house, also before I go that far, I also want to just state that we are kind of kicking it back to
OG days, yeah.
Dude, just me and you,
Yeah.
just chilling, like the Office episodes that we used to do all the time. It's pretty dope. It's been a minute.
The boys are all right, but there's just something about this, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
They're all right.
So outside of the new house, what's kind of been the latest updates for you? What's been going on with you? Anything really?
That's a good question. No, I mean, I haven't rode a sled in I don't know how many weeks. What's it been? 3 weeks? Who did I ride with last? Did I ride with you?
No, Jose almost killed you.
Oh, that was the last ride, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Brett. And yeah, I mean, really, I've just been waiting to move. And then I moved.
So
here we are.
How long ago did you like tee this house?
I think it was it's been 2 months maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. But
2 months that's been overdue for
yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Facts. That is facts.
Dude, I'm so stoked for you to be in this spot. Jeff gave me the house tour when I showed up because this is my first time here. And proud of you, dude. This is pretty sick spot, man.
Yeah, I like it.
You even got your own fenced backyard. You were saying that Blake's back there just chilling, playing.
Yep.
She's got her own sandbox back there too.
Yep.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Hardly have to watch her now.
Right.
Just push her out the door. Go do something.
Get stuff done.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I do want to get an update, a gym update from you. How's your shoulder? Because we talked about that on one of the episodes from the McCall giveaway ride when you made passionate love to a tree.
Yeah.
and just wrecked your shoulder.
I still can't really train chest or shoulders.
Really? And
Yeah.
so that
I could, and then I couldn't again because I went too heavy.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. So that happened.
Well, dude, I normally dumbbells, like I can hit hundreds for 10, 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after I got hurt, I didn't lift chest or shoulders for a bit. And then I started with 20-pound dumbbells. And it just was like, it felt pointless, but I was just doing it. And then I got up to 50s. Then I got up to 70s eventually. And when I did the 70s, I just...
What do you mean by eventually? Like the next day?
No, it was...
Did you space it out?
No, it was over like a long period of time.
Okay.
But so now I'm back to just not doing chest and shoulders for a bit. I'm just going to give it like 8 weeks probably.
From now? Because that happened, that was what, like January 10th or something, I think, when we were there.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to work my way up way slower than I tried to or something. I don't know.
It's April 9th or 10th or something right now, so it's been
annoying.
a couple months, but damn. Yeah. Outside of that, everything else going good, though?
Yeah.
In the gym?
Yeah. I mean, overall, I just can't do those things.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but I have 2 arm days now, so I just hit arms really hard, which is, I guess that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's fun to train.
Yeah. Dude, and you've had a kind of we'll give him some credit, a pretty disciplined new / gym partner, kind of.
Yeah, he's done good.
Shout out to Jose for putting in the work and staying dedicated.
He surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had it in him. Well, if he can last a year, then I'll be really impressed.
Yeah.
If he makes it a full year,
I think he will.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
I think he's back to.
We talk enough shit.
That too, being addicted to it, and then like the kid may or may not be on a boost next year.
Yeah,
possibly. So he's gonna need every ounce of strength he can get.
Yeah.
So, but no, shout out to Jose. That's and I've told him, personally or directly too. Like I'm proud of him for staying dedicated in the gym and you're resharing his stories and stuff. So you see the dedication and discipline on his part too. So that's cool. That's good.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you probably don't remember the next thing, do you?
No. Well,
or do you?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I was still kind of talking about you. I kind of wanted to kind of get your recap. I mean, now that the season's over, sleds are put away, gear's put away. We did kind of like a mid-season update. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, your first full year on a boost. How do you feel that you performed on the snow this year?
Yeah, not that good. Well, I feel like I went backwards just because I got hurt, and I feel like I feel like that screwed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the boost was great. Like it's kind of a cheat code in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you still have to be good to ride it good, obviously, but it can help in certain situations. It can also get you in situations.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard about a situation that you were in. Matt stopped by today to give me this, and he mentioned a time that you were
God,
you were stuck on flat ground.
Dude. It was like
what
concrete.
happened there?
Dude, I don't know. Like literally, I was stopped on flat, and I think it was super warm, and so I felt like the sled like maybe sunk down. The sled was just sitting there for like a minute, and I start it, and I go. Not even like I didn't like give it a bunch of throttle, right? I just kind of gave it a little feather, and it just went, and it didn't want to come out. It was like concrete. I think it's just because of how like warm it was and wet the snow was getting, and
we can blame it on the conditions.
Yeah, it was. Dude, if you saw it, it was stupid.
Matt was laughing pretty hard. When
I'm like, how is this even possible?
Oh, that's funny. So for the listeners and viewers that maybe didn't see Jose's post on Instagram of you almost dying.
Don't even tell them we're gonna clip it because I'll probably forget to clip it like we always do.
No, I won't even mention it. Just go to
maybe now it'll get put in
one of the previous posts on SledSend Instagram or 850 Brown Bandit Instagram. Walk us through that whole moment. of what Jose was doing or attempting to do.
We found this good little hill to attempt some bow ties or reentries or whatever we were trying. Well, whatever was happening.
Whatever ended up.
Yeah, whatever was happening.
Whatever the result came to be.
Yeah, whatever. It felt cool. Did it look cool? Probably not. But anyways, so I had like a half-ass attempt, and I was getting ready to move. But someone thought
Did you get stuck right there? Or is that just like where you stopped and took your helmet off and just...
I didn't get stuck. Define stuck. Like the sled was on its side and I got thrown off.
Okay.
That's not a stuck.
Well, that's a very key piece of information that the listeners need to know.
Yeah, I got thrown off.
You gotta paint the picture here.
Similar to like what happened to Jose in the video, but I didn't somersault like a fucking... I don't even know what he looked like. Looked like a little Ninja Turtle or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm going to move my sled. Oh God, I forgot where it was.
I'm looking at the timestamp because you're gonna have to go back and edit those out.
Anyways, I'm getting ready to move the sled, and he decides to go, and he's like coming right at me.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, he's not that dumb, is he? He's not that stupid. He's not that stupid.
Shame on you.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at Heydays, and I'm standing here with Dayton from Albany Lodge, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what they have to offer.
Hey guys, so we're a certified Polaris Adventures outfitter located in Albany, Wyoming. We have 13 cabins and 9 hotel rooms. We offer a fleet of sleds in the winter for rent as well as in the summer of side-by-sides. If you guys are looking to do something a little bit different, we offer guiding, fishing guides, all of the above. At the end of the day, get dirty, get tired, stop in the bar and grab a drink, get bites to eat, have a good time.
Heck yeah, and be sure to use SledSend 4 for 15% off the lodging and their entire rental fleet, whether you're here for the winter to ride sleds or in the summer for side-by-side.
I couldn't move. I was just stuck though. I guess I could have like sprinted out of the way in the concrete snow maybe, and I'm thinking he's just gonna ride up to the top and stop. He's not gonna do that right here. Like it's not like he's done a bunch of these and is really good at them and knows exactly where he's gonna go, you know?
Yeah.
But he tried it, and
props to him. It's good.
I mean, it was a good attempt.
Yeah.
Just not the right time for it. But yeah, he literally ended up right back down towards me, and he gets thrown off. He's like, watch out, Jeff. And the sled's coming right at me. I'm like, I had no time to move. The track ran over the back of my leg. And
oh, it actually hit you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. It didn't like hurt or anything. But I had nowhere to go. It's like, oh, I could either like try and jump over my sled.
Yeah, because you were pinched between your sled and the
and all I could think is like, well, if it like goes over the top of my sled and I'm right there at the same time, that's really gonna hurt. I think I'd rather just like get hit by the sled, you know?
Yeah.
And not get smashed between two sleds.
Yeah. The best part too was that it was Shay's sled too. Dude. Because he borrowed Shay's.
Jose gets a boost and like he loses brain cells. You know? Like I don't understand.
Got an extra chromosome.
It's like he was it's like he was sniffing the exhaust or something when we left the snow park. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I think all sledders are probably guilty of that though. That too.
Yeah, but I think he had his nose like up in there maybe.
Oh, yikes.
I don't know. I don't know. It was an interesting day. There was a lot of interesting things that happened, some we don't want to talk about. So
yeah. But overall, I mean, for like the last ride of the season, it was
fun. Good. Yeah, we rode 70 miles.
That's a jaunt.
We took a trail out to this other zone, and that was like 20 something miles.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know where you're talking about.
It wasn't.
It's a distance.
You'd call it a trail, I guess. I don't know. It was a little both trail, not trail, but it was fun overall.
Yeah,
it was cool to go back over there and see it like we did that one time.
Well, then you got to meet and ride with Brett, one of our team riders.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, Brett's
for
cool.
A minute, unfortunately, he had to dig back, but
it was funny when we got, because I hadn't rode Catherine all year.
I didn't ride it at all.
And Jose tells him, he's like, oh yeah, Jeff knows this area pretty well. He's rode here a bunch.
You can't even say that about you at Tollgate.
Dude.
You can't rely on Jeff for that stuff.
Dude, yeah. I've always been with someone that knew the area better than me.
Yeah.
Which last year I did know Catherine. Like I could go there and remember spots, but I hadn't been there in like a year. And so when they got there, we poked around a lot trying to figure out where to go. And then we found some good spots finally. But then that's when like Matt showed up. Probably like we found a good spot and played in it for like probably 20 minutes. And then Matt showed up, and then that's when we headed out to
went for the trek.
Yeah. And they went for part of it. They went like probably like a third of the way and
they had to
turned around and played a little bit.
Dude, I think it's kind of funny that none of us have ever met Brett up until that point.
Yeah.
And so he got to ride with you and Jose and meet you and Jose. And then Kobe and Shay and I were on our way back from Jackson, and then we stopped at a Mexican restaurant for lunch with Brett and met him. So we all got to meet him in the same weekend.
Great guy.
Yeah.
I think we should meet him at Catherine next season.
It's actually shorter for him to come to Catherine than it is to go to McCall.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that on the Team Rider call.
Yeah. Is your camera still recording? Not that one. It's the other one.
Yes. The one on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're at 23 minutes. I should probably switch it right now.
Okay.
Also, let's see what's on the live.
Let's see what's on the live.
Oh, shit. F-bomb. He said F-bomb.
We'll edit that out.
If no one helped you, you were not stuck. I like your sock. What about my dog? You like my dog? Oh! Look at my dog.
What up, Matt? We were just talking about you, dude.
Lots of shit talk. I like how they can see our socks. I didn't think about that.
Shout out to Matt. Talk about you on the pod. Should we keep that rolling?
I kind of like the live. The live's kind of fun. I didn't realize you could see my feet, though. I don't know why Shay's looking at my feet. I think he's got a thing for feet or something.
Dude, it's Shay. You never know, I guess.
It's a foot guy, I guess.
Yeah. So, but overall, I mean, the season was...
It was fun.
Minus the injury.
The boost was awesome.
Yeah. So do you
next
think
year it'll be more fun if I don't get hurt again.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't get hurt.
Yeah. So do you at this point, do you think like going away from a boost is an option now for you?
No. I don't think so. I don't see a reason to, really. I mean, do you?
No, but I have 2 sleds, so.
Right, but if you had to pick one, you'd pick the boost.
All day.
Yeah.
100%. If I only had one option, it would be boost.
I mean, you just can't beat that sound.
Yeah.
That's like half of it. It's just fun to hear that.
Yeah,
that's enough fun in itself.
Turbo noises.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, so
now you're supposed to recap your season.
Yeah.
That's what the notes say.
Yeah,
so recap your season.
My season was from like a business and brand standpoint, season was awesome. I mean, all the events that we did, everything that we partook in, the traveling, the snow was pretty awesome.
Yep.
Almost every time we went out.
Snow was good this year, I feel like, overall.
Yeah.
Except at Albany.
Yeah. That was rough. From like a personal standpoint, as far as like my goals that I had for like my writing ability and things that I wanted to work on and stuff, I did not really meet the mark that I had set for myself at the beginning of the season.
That's exactly how I feel.
And part of that was just, I mean, that like I can only take full responsibility for that, but some of it was, not to necessarily make excuses, but, with all the events and stuff that we're doing, like for me, I don't know if I just get in my head or whatnot, but like those aren't the environments or the places that I want to work and as Team Ab would say, huck my meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
when we're doing events and there's a ton of people and stuff, I just don't really prefer to, work on stuff in those kinds of environments. Whether that's like a scarcity mindset or my ego is getting in the way or whatever, I'm not really sure. But like I feel some of the best times that I've had like working on stuff is like literally when it's just like been you and me.
Yeah.
Or, the other SledSend boys. So on that side of things, I kind of missed the mark on what I wanted to achieve for myself personally this season. But all in all, I mean, you know, the season was pretty good. I mean, we had a ton of awesome episodes so far this year. Heydays was awesome. Got a ton of good guests there and stuff. You know, we did pretty well with merch this year. Done pretty well with, you know, pushing sales on the podcast. Shout out to all of you listeners and viewers that have utilized our, you know, discount codes in the description through, you know, a bunch of our sponsors and stuff. Done pretty well with that. I mean, definitely I would probably say less than last year. And I think there's a couple of reasons there. I think part of that is like the industry as a whole. Yeah. You know, I don't necessarily feel like it's our fault necessarily, you know what I mean? But yeah, without getting too far into that, but you know, all in all, it's been great. The events, the people that we've hung out with and met, the relationships that we created, you know, all in all, it was a win. And the last event that we went to, Jackson, was just nuts. Yeah, dude, it was the funnest. You know, I know we did a whole episode on it already, but it was the funnest thing I've ever done within the sledding industry.
Well, I'll have to go next year probably.
Well, so yeah, we can't not go to that. Like the five of us have to go back. Like I think you should have your dad go with us. I think Cliff should go with us. I want my dad to drive down from Montana to go with us. Like, I even want Lindsay to go too, because there's just like so much going on. Like, yeah, we did the Polaris Ambassador ride, which they're going to do that again next year too. I was just on the meeting for that a little bit ago. You know, so there's at least like one day of riding, but then there's like so many activities and stuff for everybody else to partake in that is still within the realm of snowmobiling, but not actually snowmobiling, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, it's just like a totally different environment. Just all time high energy vibes. Yeah. And you and Jose got brought up so many times by Shay and Kobe and myself, you know. It's just one of those things.
Him and I are going to catch sleds next year.
Dude, I think you guys should. I think you really should.
We're going to wear 360 cams and
100%.
He said he's going to wear short jean shorts and nothing else. That's what he said. Well, we talked about it at the gym a couple weeks ago.
He's going to have to buy, or not buy, but he's going to have to sign the liability waiver, which you all do. But he'll be all right. Be fine. That'd be a show.
Maybe we should just have him do it and I'll film him. Yeah. I can just like follow him.
Dude, it's pretty crazy though when you're there right next to him. I mean, you got to be on your toes, right? Because you don't know that sled can go any direction.
I saw some guy's face get
hit by a ski.
Yeah,
yeah, it was gnarly. It was gnarly. But I mean, just like obviously being on the hill and then just like hanging out with everybody. You know, especially like sponsors and stuff that we have a relationship with. Just all around, it's just a killer event. So yeah, all five of the SledSend boys will figure out a way to do what we have to do to go back to that next year.
We'll just make it a priority trip.
Yeah, because
whether we have to change another trip or whatever, but
yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about like next year and our plans and stuff on the very last episode. But yeah, things are going to look a little bit different. I'm anticipating next year as far as like, mainly like the events. Yeah. I think we're going to do less, but bigger, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And prioritizing some of them. So I don't know. It's kind of hard though, because like every one that we did this year was super important and valuable. And there was a reason why we did it in the first place. Right. But there's just a lot of time, a lot of logistics that go into all that stuff. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. I mean, technically, we haven't even had an internal team meeting on recapping this season and where everybody's personal heads are at for next year, too. So that needs to be a topic of conversation, too, before we put anything out to the public. But
see if we're going to re-sign Jose.
Yeah. Well, so technically, I told you, I think I told you, I don't know if I told the other boys, but with the athlete thing, there's going to be some terms and conditions contracts.
Let's put some fun ones in his
for next season in the fine print that nobody reads.
Yeah,
dude. And hold it against him. Your signature right here, dude. You signed this and you dated it.
I know his reading skills aren't like crazy good, but he can read good enough to, we can use that against him.
Yeah. So I know he's fluent with Spanish. Do you think he can read in Spanish?
I've never even heard him speak Spanish. I feel like he's
really.
I feel like he's whitewashed,
dude. I hope he's still on this live because he's gonna come in here and whoop your ass.
He's gonna go out that window then.
Yeah.
That'll be his exit.
Jose is appearing here in a little while, and we're gonna do another episode when he arrives too. But yeah, so that was kind of my season. Next topic. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Team Rider stuff? Is that what's next?
Yeah, that's the next topic you had there.
Yeah. So.
Hey, it's Robin Cook with Truck Boss Decks. Just wanted to show off our 8-foot Truck Boss. It's 100% aluminum, made in America. You never have to take it off in the summertime. A year-round use, dry and secure storage underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And be sure to use SledSend 4 on the website for 5% off to upgrade your adventure with Truck Boss Decks.
The latest update with the SledSend Team Rider program. I've talked a little bit about it on the podcast. It was a concept that I had created last year, and the idea was to host weekly coaching calls around topics of personal, business, fitness, social media, content creation, and sponsorship stuff. And so we host a Zoom coaching call every single Tuesday, and I've got a background in doing entrepreneur business mindset. Personal development coaching stuff for several years, and that's not something that I'm a part of anymore, and I kind of miss that sense of brotherhood. And so that was kind of like the reasoning why I wanted to create that a little bit, as well as like I was saying on the call last night, like I believe that the 5 SledSend boys have a pretty unique, awesome relationship, and I want to transmute that and duplicate that with more individuals, which goes into like our main North Star of increasing the sense of community within the sledding industry, right? Like that is kind of the pinnacle purpose of SledSend. And so, it's kind of just one big melting pot of multiple different thoughts and emotions poured into one thing there. And, when I created it, I didn't have any expectations, right? Like I just kind of threw it against the wall to see what would stick. And I don't like to assume things, but I assumed that, not everybody was wasn't going to be their cup of tea necessarily, right?
Well, we saw that.
Yeah. Had a ton of people.
We started with, 30, and we ended with probably 12,
I think. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, we're not for everyone.
Yeah, no.
That's not the goal of it.
No.
We're not here to just, make money off the deal. Like, we're here to actually build relationships and turn it into something. So,
Yep. Well,
I'm actually glad that that's what happened.
Same. Me too.
Because we're narrowing it down like to people that,
are completely solidified within
right.
us and the brand.
Right.
And they want to better themselves too.
Right.
In those areas of those topics that I mentioned, right? That stuff's important to them just like what it is to be a part of SledSend too.
Yeah.
Right. Like
I feel like the people that are in it now, they don't even necessarily care about the sled side of it as much. It's more the other things.
Yep.
That's what it feels like.
We kind of saw that last night.
Right.
And so, that's been, we started that, I think like October 15th. So next Tuesday is April 15th will be the last call for the season. Still going to maintain the Slack.
I feel like they're going to be a little bit sad.
Yeah, I think it's kind of become a routine,
Maybe there could be a once a month, just like catching up Zoom call or something.
Yeah, Kobe kind of brought that up at the end of the call. He mentioned that. So yeah, we'll see. Because we'll maintain like our communication channel and stuff, and still have everybody in there and talk throughout the summer and everything. But I do want to say that, that whole concept, for me personally has been really awesome to be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I also feel like, you know, at the beginning of it, I was like, you know, nobody else in the sledding industry has really done anything like that I've seen or come across. And so I wasn't really sure what the landscape was going to look like.
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting here today, like, and the calls that we've had since then, and especially the call that we had last night, I mean, you know, texted the group about it too. Really like solidified the reasoning as to the importance of why we're doing what we're doing within the Team Rider group.
It was a good reminder for sure.
Yeah.
Because we've both been burnt out this year.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so that kind of, you know, bleeds into the topic of like what we talked about last night was the why.
Yeah.
And so for me, the way that I put it into context was like I asked the Team Riders, you know, why are you here? Why do you snowmobile? Why do you spend all of this money? Why do you spend the time away from the family, the time away from work, whatever? Why are you a part of this industry? On the backside of that, why are you a part of SledSend? Why are you on these calls? You know, it wasn't so much about us as it was the importance of, you know, what their why is to them. And to put it into context, to make it relatable for me was, you know, something that's kind of just been on my heart the last couple of days of like, we noticed this, or for me personally, and I know probably a lot of you kind of have the same thing too, but this like sense of, you know, seasonal depression as snowmobilers, right? So like last weekend I washed my sleds and I put them away, I covered them up and, you know, went through everything. And the weekend prior to that, I put all my gear away and everything. And so at the end of the season, there's kind of that depression that begins to kick in. Not only from the lack of, you know, throttle therapy and the cold and the snow and getting out and riding, but another piece of it too is like, there's just something pretty dope with the five of us to hang out and travel and ride, and like all the dopamine and serotonin that comes from all of that, all of the shit talk between all of us really, but especially you and Jose, you know, just that whole camaraderie and everything, like that's gone. You know, it's like put on pause essentially, right? Like Kobe's back in California. You know,
we all still talk a lot.
We'll talk a ton, and hopefully this year, you son of a gun, you actually go golfing with us, because Jose and Shay and I went last summer and you never once went out with us. So hopefully that changes this summer. But anyways, you know, so I start having that depression creep in. And then, you know, the season's we've just done a lot this season, right? And so at the tail end, I begin to get a little burnt out about, you know, filming the podcast episodes and posting on social and all that kind of stuff. And then I got to the point where I realized that, you know, I thought to myself, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I a part of the industry? Why am I trying to build this brand? Why am I trying to do the Team Rider thing? Why am I doing this podcast, right? It's not about me. It's about the sledding industry. It's about the individuals that are on the Team Rider calls. It's not about myself. So how can I be so selfish about feeling, oh, I don't really want to record an episode tonight or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And so that's my why, you know? And so that's what maintains me taking action on doing the steps that are required to move forward with everything that we need to do. So that's the topic that I brought to the table last night. And it was, I think it was really, really beneficial for a lot of the guys that, you know, shared their why. I mean, we had some pretty deep conversations. And it's just like a really cool incubator to have, you know, a bunch of grown men that are so in love with snowmobiling be able to talk about things within life outside of snowmobiling, right? And I could tell that not a lot of those guys have that opportunity outside of that Tuesday night weekly call.
Most people don't in general.
100%.
I have to shut this door really quick though. Dogs are probably going to bark.
Oh, you got incoming? You're good. No worries.
I had to.
No worries.
There's still a dog in here. Gosh, dang it, dude.
And so, yeah, shout out to the SledSend Team Riders. You guys know who you are. You know, I think it's pretty special that they've, you know, hung out this long. And there's definitely quite a few that, you know, for those that aren't in it anymore, like there's no hard feelings, right? Like I've had a lot of one-on-one conversations with a lot of them that have chosen to drop out, and like it's all good. Like I have no expectations, or I have zero emotion around whether or not they are on the calls, right? Like this isn't, like you said, this isn't for everybody. Just like this podcast episode, or this podcast in general, right? Like we're not everybody's cup of tea, you know, which is fine because we're going to be who we are and we're going to attract the right listeners and viewers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's for the sledding industry, but it doesn't mean it's for everyone in the industry.
Correct.
That's their decision.
Yep. It's a really good way to put it.
We're not going to change ourselves to please people.
No.
So
Might have to edit out some words
from
time to time, but that's
authenticity is important.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pander to people.
Well, I mean, dude, look at our first episode, second episode, third episode, and how we started, right? Like, that's just who we are. That's us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't ever want to.
You don't like it, it's fine.
Yeah. Dude, 100%.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got? We're kind of getting close to the mark
That's
that
it.
we wanted to get to.
I mean, the last thing we were going to talk about is the McCall video.
Oh, yes.
Which we
Yes.
came to a decision on of dropping it beginning of next year.
Yep.
We want to drop it closer to our next giveaway ride. I feel like it's just it'll be more beneficial that way for us.
Yep.
And what we're trying to do.
Yep.
But we'll drop little snippets here and there from it. Kind of leave some crumbs for you guys to
100%.
follow.
Yeah, we're gonna cut some clips and some teasers and periodically drop some of that. Which, if you hold on for another second, you're gonna get a teaser clip here momentarily.
That's what we'll end the episode with.
Copy. Perfect. So with that being said, where are you in completion? 90%?
Yeah, it's just color grading and sound now. Okay. Not even sound design, just kind of balancing out all the audio levels and whatnot.
Okay. And so for people that maybe don't understand, like how long it takes to produce something at the caliber of which not only you hold your own self to your, you have your own personal standard, but
I literally went through like everything. I didn't want to miss any of the funny, good moments. So I literally went through, like, we could have just put something together, real quick, but it's been a lot of time looking at clips.
Yeah. So how with looking at clips and then editing, like how much time do you think you have invested into it?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's a lot. It's quite a bit. I mean, it's probably, I don't know. Of time I've logged, probably like 20 something. But there's a lot more than that. There's probably like 40 something hours.
Holy crap, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah. There's been a lot of hours for sure. I mean, dude, it took so long to go through all the clips.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to leave anything out.
Yeah.
That's
too big of a deal to pass.
Yeah. It's kind of our our main video that we want to produce every year. So
yeah, I mean, this will hands down be the biggest, best piece of content that SledSend has ever produced.
I think every year we should, progress it. Like I want to have someone else on the team shooting.
Yeah.
Next year. I don't know. I want the production value to
increase.
Yeah. Get better. Get better every year.
Yeah.
Make it like a Nelk video.
Dude, did you watch the ones that they just went and partied with McGregor?
I haven't watched that one yet.
I just watched it today. Pretty good.
Their videos are honestly the inspo kind of behind how this one is put together. So,
heck yeah.
But they have like multiple editors and whatnot.
Yeah, they've got an entire system.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Any other cliffhangers that you want to leave about that video before we show them?
There's a lot of the only thing I'll say is there's a lot of funny Jose moments.
Yes, there is. Yeah,
guy likes the camera.
I mean, it's a whole story. Like, it's not just like writing clips, right?
Yeah.
Like it's an entire story recapping the Backwoods giveaway ride.
Yeah,
and I know that we've kind of said it publicly before and dropped some hints too, but there will be a next one next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Backwoods giveaway ride 2.0.
Yep.
So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening and watching this episode of just an OG Jeff and T Smith episode.
Can't believe we were live the whole time,
dude. Right?
They got the whole episode,
dude. That's crazy. But again, appreciate you guys tuning in, and Jefe, cue the video for the squad.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna play right now.
This is a perfect example. This is our opportunity to show that we can do this, that we can have events like this, that we can come together, have fun. We don't need to get drunk and get in a fist fight. We need to, even if we're playing around. So just keep that in mind. We're setting an example for ourselves looking into the future. This is the second time that they've done something like this, and on this level, this is the most people you guys have ever had. This is the biggest lodge they've ever had, most involvement within the industry that they've ever had, and it's really cool. So I really want to keep that in mind, because we should want to protect this, because it's important that something like this continues. This is what it's all about: evolving the industry, creating opportunities like this to come together as a fucking squad. So keep that in mind.
So Luke's going to talk about splitting up into groups and some captains and stuff, and we'll clarify right now who those people are. But if you're not comfortable with something, it's not like you have to say it in front of the whole group of people, but go up to your captain and say, hey, I don't like this.
You gotta have a lot more respect for you saying something and putting yourself in a position that that it's too late. And, we're all saying it. Yeah. So we're a team this weekend. And moving forward too.
That is a tight circle.
I'm still on!